If it's this time of year, it has to be time for Interfaith Outreach's annual Sleep Out. We sat down with Executive Director Kevin Ward to learn about how the event has changed and about how the cost of housing for families in need is on the rise.
We are certainly seeing a need, especially in our food shelf and in financial assist requests for those who are struggling to pay their rent, utility increase. So we are certainly seeing an increase with families coming in needing additional support.
And one thing you guys do to protect families from homelessness, play a little defense, and you're seeing that in budgeting, housing is taking up a bigger chunk of folks' paycheck.
There is no question. The government said that housing is considered affordable at 30% of your annual income. We have clients that are paying upwards of 58%. That's not sustainable. And when you look at a budget and 58% of that is going towards rent, there's not enough there to pay some of the other living expenses. And so we're seeing families be very resilient and creative by coming to our food shelf, leveraging other services just to create a little cushion in their budgets that will allow them to be able to stay in our community.
Right, and the work that you do, of course, is supplemented by the Sleep Out campaign, the big part of what you guys do every year. What's going to be happening this year?
Yeah, for 27 years we've been doing Sleep Out in our community of creating awareness and just information around what does it look like in the western suburbs. We don't necessarily see encampments and people sleeping in tents. However, it's keeping people in their homes. And so this year we want to create just more information around what are some of those challenges, what does it look like, and how can we continue to help.
And so if there's a group that still wants to get out in a tent or cardboard boxes, they can still do that this year, right?
Oh, absolutely. We encourage that. We're really putting the responsibility on our community to decide how they want to engage in this Sleep Out. What's most meaningful and reflective for them to understand the challenge of a lot of our neighbors.
All right, so where can they go to get involved, to learn more?
www.iocp.org/the-sleepout. They can get information about the Sleep Out, they can donate, and just know what's going on by following us.
All right, lots of good information out there. Kevin Ward with Interfaith Outreach, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure, and thank you.
Many runners have inspiring stories. Corey Bork found a runner with an inspiring story from Plymouth.
This is my favorite area. I'll run around French Park, around there, or go around, sometimes around Medicine Lake.
In this Plymouth neighborhood, you'll often see Michael Swanson out for a run.
What running has done for me is it gives you time to think about things.
It's here where Swanson collects his thoughts and thinks about his next race.
You spend a lot of time also thinking, when am I going to finish?
And finish he has.
Come on, Corey, we'll go down to see the Love Me room or my medal room.
At age 71,
I feel great, yeah.
Swanson has done something many runners can't even imagine.
There's 299 of them, and it's all 26.2 miles for people that want to know.
That's right.
And I start chronologically.
He's completed 299 marathons.
The medals have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and more elaborate.
Spanning all 50 states, not once.
This one, the Alien, that's in Area 51 in Nevada.
But nearly twice.
The Flying Pig is another one out of Cincinnati.
It's allowed him to see the country.
There's a Mercedes plant outside Birmingham, and you go, huh, I didn't know that.
And meet new friends.
I enjoy the people, seeing new places. It's been a fun experience.
Providing memories that are meaningful.
One of the most meaningful was Whidbey Island, Washington. That was where I did my 50th state.
Fun.
Grandma's done that 20 times.
And sometimes.
One of the more difficult ones is Pikes Peak.
Quite brutal.
You go up and down.
But for Swanson, it hasn't always been this much running.
My doctor said, you got two choices. You got to lose weight, or you can just stop drinking beer. I said, I'll lose weight.
He didn't start until he was 46 years old. First signing up for a 5K, then coaxing his brother and a friend into running a marathon.
So in June, they received a postcard in the mail saying, you're signed up for Twin Cities in '97. And they're like, what?
When you have run this many races, you're bound to run into someone who has run more.
A good friend, Larry Macon, He's run more marathons than anybody in the country, if not the world. 2,300.
And for all the miles, he's thankful he has a special someone along for the journey.
My number one supporter is my wife, Lynn. I really appreciate everything she's done and enabled me to go do my more marathons.
In Plymouth, Corey Bork, CCX News.
And finally, here's a fun story that we got a chance to tell this past week. Dustin Scholl caught up with a family that sheltered a lost chicken.
Dad turns that on and voila!
I was just standing over here looking at the lights because my dad told me to grab some. Then I just hear some clucking noises. I turn around and there's just a chicken 6, maybe 8 feet away from me, and it's just right here in the middle of the driveway.
Ty and I were doing Christmas and the chicken just came right there. I thought he was just joking. He's like, hey man, there's a chicken here. I was like, what? There's a chicken right here. I was like, come down, I see it. I'm like, oh, really? It's a chicken.
It was kind of reddish brown. It had little white streaks and a yellow beak. I was surprised to see a chicken here because we don't live anywhere near farms or anything.
I was thinking, first of all, I was just like, this is somebody's animal. And probably they're missing it or they're worried about their animal. And then also just for the safety of the animal itself, we're like, yeah, it's kind of chilly outside. And so we just decided to, bring it in.
We gave it a place to stay for the night, gave it some food and stuff.
And even the girls gave the chicken a name.
What'd you name it?
Riceta, because the first thing we gave her was rice.
Very mellow, just quiet and chills, and you can pick her up right now. That's a little coop that she has. Seems really happy, but we're just hoping that it finds an owner, and if not, finds a happy home.